All right, we are getting back up here. Sorry about the chaos of the last few hours. If you were watching our last stream, I had to jump off real quick, um, right as a tornado was heading right for us here in Oswego, and it actually went just south of where we were at. We saw it, and we saw power flashes. It was also confirmed on radar, and a lot has happened since then. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to provide as many updates as we would like to over the last hour, but all of us kind of had tornadoes in our laps, basically, so things get crazy. But as of right now, things have really things are just kind of now moving out of Illinois, at least in the Chicago metro. But then as you get down, into central Illinois, these storms are still ongoing, of course. But right now, we still have a lot of tornado warnings in northwestern Indiana here, Crown Point. There's probably a tornado or yeah, I was going to say there's probably a tornado on the ground here, just past Cedar Lake, heading towards Crown Point. Another one just went east of Lowell. Another one here towards Maryville. Again, just the same thing as we've been seeing all night, these embedded circulations. And we actually, if you look here, we actually had another tornado go over part of the city at least. It looks like there was one here on the south end, one here possibly just maybe over downtown to the north side, and then also there was another tornado sighted at O'Hare apparently too. I'm just kind of trying to get caught back up on everything right now because a lot happened in the, the last hour or so. So I'm trying to take a look here. But apparently there was a tornado observed at Midway, Evergreen Park, 79th and Cottage in Chicago. There was reports of a tornado went through there. Two tornadoes were seen at Midway Airport a little bit ago. I'm just kind of reading off some of the reports now. Yeah, it looks like there was, wow, yeah, so a lot happened in a very short amount of time here. And again, I wish we were able to provide a little more, better updates as it happened, but, Joe was he was at work, and a tornado came towards him, and then, like I said, we had to take shelter, and we had damage as well. As you can see here, we have some reports over here. Over us, we go a little bit of that damage being cited. I haven't seen anything too terrible, luckily, and I'm sure, like I said, there's been several more tornadoes too over parts of Will County. I know there was one in Joliet. I'm hearing reports of possible major house damage in Manhattan, just all over the place, really. Parts of Oak Lawn, some damage reported. Also here in southern Cook County, lots of damage reported as well. Just a lot like what I said in my last video. We were concerned that these little notches along the line were going to start to increase, which would increase the tornado potential, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. So sometimes it's not good to be right, but hopefully everybody has mostly escaped without too bad of damage. But again, where the threat is right now here is across northwestern Indiana, the tornado threat, and then we have severe thunderstorms extending here down into east central Illinois, Champaign area. You're getting hit by these. The tornado threat is a lot less here down south, though, due to the outflow. You can see this kind of boundary, this blue line here being pushed out ahead. That's the outflow boundary, cold air being pushed out of these storms. So while you're still getting gusty winds here, you see a report from Decatur of 52 miles an hour wind to 52 miles an hour wind. Still getting gusty winds, but that tornado threat, when you have this outflow out ahead of it, is pretty much zero. When you have that. So, you still have that tornado threat once you get further north, of course. You can see that outflow stops extending out ahead of it once you get to near Champaign. So really that line gets stronger once you head a bit north of Champaign there, because it's, still unimpeded by the cool air gushing out of the storms behind it. And then we have a bunch of other storms across parts of central Illinois. You see all these wind reports. This is going to continue for several hours here across west central Illinois. The severe threat is less now. It still could be some isolated severe across central Illinois, west central Illinois, but the tornado threat, once this line passes, is pretty much done. So, it's still thundering and raining quite a bit across much of northern Illinois, but really, if you are honestly really anywhere at this point west of this line I'm about to draw, you are pretty much in the clear, especially as far as the tornado threat is concerned. So, this is pushing out over the lake now, probably getting some water spouts here. But we did have, likely a few here. I'm going to try to switch to one of these radars and see if we could get a bit of a better view of what went over part of the metro here. Let's see how far back this will let me go. All right, so this looks like this is far back. So yeah, you can see some areas of circulation here over the south side. Again, there was one that went just over downtown to the north side, and then there was another area of circulation over the Rosemont to O'Hare area too. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but there were reports of a tornado